Sam, a much more competitive performance after the last couple of weeks, but obviously didn't get 4 points. And how did you see it playing out at the end?
Yeah, I had a good chat with the players after the game, and disappointment again, but for a different reason. I think the last 2 weeks very disappointed in our own everything that we produced, and this week disappointed because I thought we produced. That's the top range of what we're capable of at the minute, and we just weren't quite good enough. They just had a couple of key moments. It was a game that came down to key moments, and they were just a bit too good in a couple of those. But we gave ourselves a lot of chances, and unfortunately just weren't polished enough to finish them off. But I think we fly home, proud of effort at least, instead of a bit embarrassed by it. So much improved performance, but still enormously disappointed.
Yeah, there was a few missed chances late in the last quarter, of shots on goal in particular. I mean, how frustrating was that to be that close to really pushing the Giants even closer?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a part of me that loves that Will Day puts himself in that position where he's giving us a chance to win the game, and he's just early in his journey, and he'll continue to do that for us and will be an important part of our future. Being able to put someone like him, and John Newcombe went forward late, because we think they're the type of guys that can win us a game, and unfortunately it didn't work today. But I've got enormous faith in that they'll have that in their kit bag in years to come and weeks to come. So, but I think we just couldn't quite hold them off for long enough. We couldn't quite. There was a lot of chances. There's so many inside 50 entries where we just couldn't quite get a mark or pull one down and get a crumb, get a clean shot. So full credit to the Giants. Their pressure was outstanding, and I thought the pressure in the game overall was really high, and we handled it much better than we have in the last couple of weeks. So something to work with.
And one of the real positives, I guess, was Finn McGuinness matching up on Josh Kelly. We saw the damage he can do last week, but what was your sort of thinking behind that, and even perhaps an insight to your instruction to Finn about how closely to sort of blanket him?
Yeah, I mean, Finn, he's so diligent, and he's been had really good form for a long time for Box Hill and just getting jobs done week after week, and has had to wait quite a long time to get his opportunity. And the rest of the team have to take some credit because it's a collective effort on a player as good as Kelly. It's an enormous amount of respect for him as a player. I think he's been the best player in the competition over the last month or so. So I think he's a player that we were happy to take out of the game, and Finn was able to do it. And there was a few small wins in the game. I think our midfield was much more competitive throughout the game. We really won a lot of metres off them around stoppage, where they have been very good, and we're able to win the midfield battle from stoppage. But transition-wise, we weren't able to get it all done. But Finn's job on Kelly limited some of their potency going forward.
You just mentioned stoppage there. You came out on top on the clearance and contested possession numbers, especially with that centre bounce. You didn't get 4 points, but that's going to be something you can hang your hat on in terms of progress and where you want to be in the long term.
Yeah, our numbers across the year have been good around centre bounces, and I think we kicked 5 goals straight from centre bounce today, but it showed that we lacked a bit of potency in other aspects of the game. So our midfield, they've had a bit of pressure put on them internally over the last probably 2 weeks, and haven't, I think we were going pretty well, and then the last month hasn't been anywhere near as strong. So pleased that they were able to bounce back and have a strong centre bounce performance and stoppage performance today. And we just have to get more aspects of our game right at the same time. Stoppage works, but our contest in front of the ball wasn't up to scratch today. And I thought behind the ball, we actually, despite Hogan kicking 4, I thought James Blank did a fantastic job. We had 5 one-on-ones in a row in the last quarter and halved all of them. And I was thinking he's holding us up by himself. But the damn ball broke eventually, and I think he gave away a free kick, and they were able to kick 1. But I think on a player as good as Hogan, he actually held up pretty well.
They lose a lot of that defence. There was a lot of, leadership when Sicily isn't in the team. How happy are you with what they were able to withstand today and some of the growth you've seen out of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think our backline, so we had Seamus Mitchell, Josh Weddle, and James Blank. None of them have played 20 games, and 2 of them I don't think have played 10. So they're holding up pretty well, and Carl played some time in the back half today, which he's never played there. But we just hoped he would give us a bit more leadership, and Jarman had been a bit crook over the last sort of week or so. So trying to get him back up and going as well. So it's been a bit of a challenge, the back half, and obviously getting Sis back will be helpful. But I was pretty proud of the back line today. I thought they held up for the most part.
The other thing that didn't quite go your way was defending their transition from defensive to their forward line. How
Yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge for us. I think they really controlled the corridor, especially in the first quarter. They had free numbers running through the middle of the ground a lot, and we weren't able to lock it into our front half. And I think we were forced them a bit wider after that, but they just won a lot of contests. They would kick it long down the line, but they were just able to win those contests a bit more often than we'd like. But we'll continue to grow, and the boys are working pretty hard in the gym trying to get stronger for those marking contests. And I think we'll improve in that area, but we do need to limit uncontested possession chains, and that's something we've been working on and been a work in progress. And we're making some ground. I thought we improved across the day today.
A couple of goals to Chad Wingard tonight. Must have been pretty impressed with his performance across the ground.
Yeah, Chad's. We're really trying to find ways to score, and I think a guy like Fergus Green, he just finds a way to hit the scoreboard, and Chad, he just finds a way to hit the scoreboard. And when he touches the ball, generally good things are happening. And his work rate, he worked pretty hard during his last injury setback, and was able to get himself his fitness up, and then now he's been able to get to a lot of contests. And when he's around contests, generally good things happen. And so Chad being able to hit the scoreboard himself is important, but also he sets up a lot of stuff for his teammates, and he'll continue to get better. It's only his second game back, and thought he has continued on his strong form from last week.
And Kieran Briggs has been one of the dominant ruckmen in the comp over the past month, but I think you guys were able to really get on top of the hit-outs to advantage in this game. Was that a real point that you kind of wanted to make a statement in terms of that ruck battle?
Yeah, it was the midfield, we knew that he was going to be a tough match-up, and we took a little bit of risk only playing the one ruckman and having Frosty as a pinch hitter. We probably got a little bit lucky when they lost their second ruck pretty early in the game, but I think overall we actually lost the hit-out battle, but the hit-out to advantage was significantly in our favour, so a bit of credit to Ned, but I thought Jai Newcomb's work, particularly in the first half, was really I thought he was just too big and strong at different times, and he's quite he wasn't trying to get on the fly. He just sort of stood there and was able to get the job done, which we haven't been seeing. Last week we had hit-out dominance, but we couldn't win any clearances, and so a bit of a reality check for the mids, and they handled it well today.
Thank you.